Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setup. So we are going to start by analyzing over 20 pairs using the fxalexg and forget strategy, and let us see which pairs are going to give us money this week. So coming over to my screen right now, so last week was a good week, right? So we made money. We didn't give market any money, right? And we hope to replicate that this same week. So let us start analyzing, right? I'll be analyzing all these pairs right here, apart from maybe BTC and XAU, right? Let us see what we have. All right, so first of all, we delete everything and let us look at this market clearly. Right, so daily time frame is bearish. Right, daily time frame is bearish, weekly time frame is bullish. Right? Okay. And 4-hour time frame is bullish. All right, so let us see what we have here. So we don't have two time frame in sync yet. Right, we don't have two time frame in sync. But I'm just playing around first. Right, I think this area of interest will still align with daily area of interest. So we have rejection here. We can call this 1. We have 2. And we can call this 3. So it's a risky one, but let us see what we have. We also have a break and a retest around here with this minor support and resistance area. So I'm already looking to see buys, but if we lose on this trade, it just simply means that because there were no two time frame in sync, right? But I remember taking this pair last week, even if the daily was bearish, but I just traded the good market structure, right? We still had a left head, right shoulder under here to buy, and that's how I caught this move right here. So it's still possible that the markets might still continue this move. Now the only thing I don't like right here is that on the 4-hour time frame, you can see a doji and an engulfing, right? This is always a red flag to me, especially when it's against my direction, right? So let's just see how the 1 hour is looking. On the 1 hour, is, I'm trying to see. So 1 hour was bearish here to be close above here, making this market structure still bullish. So 1 hour is actually bullish, but it's still tricky, right? So I'm trying to see what we can get here. Is there around psychological level here? There's no round psychological level here. How will I play this trade if I'm going to play it? I don't want to force this trade, right? I've already taken money from this trade, even when I broke my rules. So I'm not trying to force this trade if it's not going to play out. But it looks like something that should play out to continue buying. So this price action is just, there's a lot of things going on around here, right? On a normal day, I'm supposed to just look for something more like this, right? Just put the box above this high right here and wait for a break and retest above that level. Something just like this. So if you don't get any good pairs this week, I'll start paying attention to this one. So let me just put it at the side right now. I'll put it at the side right now. Let's just look at other pairs first. If we get good enough pairs, we don't have to take that pair, right? So um, AUD USD next pair. Let's delete everything again as usual. Alright, so AUD USD. First of all, we are let's see. You can kind of call this bullish, right? So let me show you what I'm saying. This right here was the low retracement, something just like this. And our price is around here. So this is how the market structure is looking. Let me bring it down. As you can see, this was the lower low. We broke below that low right here. This now made it the new lower low, lower high, right? So now that we're above that level again, this is now the high, this is now the low, making this market bullish, right? So technically this market is bullish. Let's just look at how other time frame is looking. I think I wanted to buy this market last week and it made me lose, right? Because I saw the same thing that I'm seeing right now, bullish. Let us see how the weekly is looking. Weekly, all right, so weekly is also bullish. This is the high right here and this is the low, right? Yeah, so this is the high, this is the low. So weekly is also bullish. So we already have that 2 time frame in sync. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. 4 hour time frame, let's see. So this is the lowest point, so let's start from there. So if price close above here, all right, let's just use our lines, right? Because 4 hour has a lot of market structure. So let us use our lines. We'll be starting from here. So this right here, lowest point, and the lower height for that is this right here, right? So you just need price to break above. So price broke above all this level right here, making this bullish now. So price clearly broke above here. So let's just take this market all the way up here, right? And the higher low for that one is right here, right? So price shifted bearish again, making this the new lower low and this the new lower high. So now that price is now above that level, it means that the 4 hour time frame is bullish, right? So 4 hour time frame is bullish from here to here. 4 hour time frame is bullish from here to here. So looks like we are going to continue buying this week. So we just have to look for your area of interest, and it's supposed to be a daily. This one is going to be a little bit tough to find because there's a lot of market structure here. Let's use a 4 hour area of interest for this. And the 4 hour area of interest has to be valid because it has to be between here and here. So let us use this. Alright, so this is the area of interest you can find, right? We have multiple rejections from this area, as you can see right here, right? So let us see if we have a round psychological level around it. So round psychological, of course we have. So we have round psychological 65500. So let's draw it. So this is the round psychological level we have seen, and it just looks like price is at area of interest right now, which means we'll be taking this trade very early next week. And on the 1 hour time frame, that's already giving us the engulfing. I somehow do not like that. right? I don't want to just enter on Sunday night. So that time frame is bullish, which means we are supposed to be in on the next candle that is going to form and put our stop loss below here. Let's just put it on the radar. Let's just check for other pairs if we can get them. CAD JPY, daily time frame, delete everything. Let us see what we have. Alright, daily time frame. This right here was a high, low. Right. So this market is actually bullish. But you see this long candle, I don't like it. Right. So this time frame is still bullish. Weekly time frame is bullish. 4-hour time frame is bearish. Area of interest. I don't like this pair. Let's just go to the next. GBP USD. We have simply still been waiting for a break and retest above here to buy. And if we can get the break and retest below here, we can sell this market. I'm just realizing that now. Because this is a clean area of interest and price is actually bearish right now. So this right here is like a double top, right? So price have still not broken above there, right? So we are going to still be paying attention to this market, right, until we get that money, right? So either a break and retest above to buy or a break and retest below to sell. If you break and retest above, it's going to shift this market bullish. If you break and retest below, we are still bearish, so we can just continue selling, right? So as you can see, price have basically not made any decision. From here, the market has been trending upward, and here price has basically just been stalling. It's trying to make a decision, so we are just trying to catch it, right? So GBP USD, that's what we're looking for. Let's add it for the pairs for this week. AUDCHF. Let's do it, delete everything. Right, so let's see what we have here. Alright, AUDCHF. Now, this is where experience comes in. You're using the set and forget strategy. You're going to call this the high, and I'm going to call this the low, right? But that's why I never really use those far price action. If I measure how far that thing was, that movement was, that happened over 150 days ago, and this is the daily time frame. Are you now telling me that all this price action that is happening here is irrelevant? Right? Price have been doing something for the past 150 days. I are saying it's irrelevant because of this high and low. Doesn't make any sense, right? Because if you really understand the set and forget strategy, it's actually a concept that is built on sense, right? It's actually a concept that is built on sense, right? So that's why you still need to use sense to actually trade the market. So that's why I'm not going to be paying attention to all that price data all the way far here, right? So let's just see what we have here. So this market structure is what? Bearish. This is the lowest point that we can see, right? So this is the low, and this is actually the high. In this case, I'll decide to call this the high, right, and ignore the structure point just because I'm trying to force this one now, because I can see a clean area of interest right now that I'm going to draw, which is this one right here, right? And we are currently under that area of interest. From the EMA, you can see that price just stall around here. So I'm going to call, in this case, I'm going to call this the high and this the low, right? So making this just a retracement for us to sell. So I might be wrong, I might be right, but of course, this is what I'm planning to see for this week. Clearly, you can see on the weekly time frame, price came back to that area and have a doji rejection, right? So as you can see right here, when we had a doji, we had a push down. This one was a doji, but you can see that the wick is above, which means it's supposed to be rejecting something above, right? So that's why it just continued going down. It just means that the sellers are stronger. Price opened and went all the way here, but sellers still brought it all the way down here. But this right here, it means that buyers tried to break the market, but sellers were too strong, right? So in this case, this doji is valid for me, right? So let's go to the 4 hour and see what we have. 4 hour time frame. All right. This pair looks familiar. AUDCHF. I think I was looking to sell here, but we never had the break and retest below. All right. So this is what I'm looking at now. Price at area of interest. We can see a not so clean head and shoulders around here, right? So let us do this. Let us do this. And this market structure is what? This market structure is bullish around here. Clearly, this is the highest high, right? Making this the higher low. And now we are shifted bearish, right? Now we are shifted bearish. So we are just going to be looking for where to sell this market or how to join the sellers. And to me, it still looks like we'll wait for a retracement to this area to sell. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what we have. All right, see, on a 1 hour time frame, it's actually way more cleaner. The 1 hour time frame, we'll just wait for a retracement back to around here to sell. So I like this pair. I like this pair. But I can tell you that it's still a little bit risky. Just a little bit, right? Because I know where this candle is coming from. This candle is the last NFP candle, right? So it just made a decision to the downside. It doesn't mean that what it has been doing since was irrelevant, right? So we're actually making a decision based on this candle right here, but this was an NFP candle. So it's possible that this might just continue all this bullish momentum that just been happening since, right? So that is the reason I'll still call it a risky trade. But I'm looking at the charts. I'm not using my mind to try and figure out what the chart is about to do, right? I'm just looking at the charts. If what happened on the chart is legit, then it's legit. We'll just follow what market says, right? That's why you still bring me to the concept of 10 trades, right? I don't think I've taught that here on YouTube, right? Because if you understand the concept of 10 trades, you're not going to be scared of losing, right? So I don't know. If you guys want me to create that video, just let me know, right? Concept of trading is very important. That's every trader need that to be profitable. I'm not even going to cap for you, right? Because if the concept of 10 trades can eliminate how you see the market, right, can eliminate you being too scared of losing, you will actually be profitable at the end of the day. So I actually use it and I learned it from these DAX, right? I learned that concept from this DAX, not Alex G, right? So, but Alex G uses it. It's just that I have never really mentioned it, right? I just know it. So if you guys want me to create that video, let me know, please. So next pair, GBP CHF. All right, so GBP CHF. We are still bullish here. On which time frame is this? Daily. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is actually bearish, right? But the reason we are willing to buy this market is because this is a historical low. Anytime price came around here, we have always rejected up strongly, just like this and like this. So this right here just rejected up and then it's having a retracement, right? I wish this was a doji. It will be an extra confirmation for us to continue buying this market. The daily time frame again, you can see the daily time frame is bullish. This was the low and now it has created a new higher high. 4 hour time frame. This market is still, there's nothing to analyze here. We are still going to be playing this exact same pattern that we called last time, right? So this right here was the lower low and this is the lower high. So we still need a break above that high to call this market bullish, right? So if price does this, we'll be interested in buying this market, right? So let's just draw a minor trend line here. Let's see. So yeah, something like this. If you can get the break and retest above that level, we can buy the market. So for now, it's not going to be ready very early, but we'll just put it for the pairs for the week because it can still happen this week. So that's the second pair for this week. AUDCHF. I did not add it for the pair for this week. So let's add it for the pairs for this week. All right. So um, USD card. Let's see what we have. Oh, wow. Wait, why was I even looking to sell this market? Okay, all right, okay. I know why I was trying to sell this market, but this was it's clean enough buys. I don't know why I was looking to sell this market because maybe I was looking at this as the higher high, making this market bearish. Okay, all right. So let's see. I don't think there's anything for us to do on USD card, right? Price has already had a move, right? There's no area of interest that I can see. There's no clean enough area of interest that I can see, right? So I don't have to force it. CAD JPY. I thought I've done this one already. Okay, I've done that one already. USD, Euro USD. All right, Euro USD looks like this bullish momentum is strong. That is the number one thing. But this market structure is bearish because this right here is the lower low. This right here is the lower high, right? And I could say we'll look for a break and retest above this level, which price have rejected up multiple times. But it doesn't mean that if we get a break and retest, it doesn't mean that it has shifted structure, which means the structure will still be bearish. And if we lose, we'll be blaming ourselves, right? Weekly time frame is still bullish. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is bullish too as well. So this is the area I'm talking about. Like break and retest above will be good. But I'm not trying to force this trade, right? Because this right here was a higher high on the daily time frame. All right, so let's just put it here first. We'll look at it later. NZD USD. Let's delete everything. Daily time frame. Daily time frame is clearly bearish, right? This is the lower low, lower high. So we'll be looking for an area of interest around here. Something just like this. Now, this right here has one tap here, 2, right, 3, and 4 rejections from area of interest. That's what the weekly is telling us. I mean, that's what the daily was telling us, right? Weekly time frame had came up here and had a doji, right? So, and weekly time frame also bearish, right? So it's also bearish. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is bullish, right? So 4-hour time frame is bullish, right? Because we were bearish and price broke above this new high, making it bullish, right? Now we have a doji and engulfing from area of interest. Nice try, Didi, right? It's trying to tell us to sell from here, but we can't see any price action that is telling us to do that. On the 1-hour time frame, you can see that this market is also still bullish. So you see, this market structure is not really supposed to happen. They're supposed to be selling from here, but I think this was a news candle. So this market, I'm not really interested in this one this week, right? They will see that one out. Next pair, AUDJPY. Is there anything to delete? No. Wow. Okay. All right. So daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, first thing I can notice is that we have a resistance level right here. Right, we have a resistance level right here. But market structure is what? Market structure is bullish. Wow, market structure is bullish. Right, weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, market structure is actually bullish, right? So weekly and daily is actually bullish, but for some reason it makes sense to actually sell this market now because of a strong resistance level on daily time frame. Now we don't really have to take this trade, but let's just see, let's just analyze first and see. 4 hour time frame is what? Let's get closer. 4 hour time frame, it's actually bullish, right? So all time frames are actually bullish. Selling this market is just like ridiculous, right? But the 1 hour time frame is now telling us bearish. What do you guys think about AUDGPY? Right, price action looks good for sales. The reason is because of the daily time frame, which took about, let's see how many days to create this resistance level. Took about 54 days, 56 days to create this resistance level right here, which means it's a very strong level. Price has tried multiple times to break it, it never happened, right? We already have a lot of push to the upside. It definitely is due for a retracement, right? So this is a counter trend trade, right? It's, we just assume that it's due for a retracement. At least it should retrace all the way to somewhere around here, right? um 1 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame. So I don't know, I, I'm still like skeptical on what to do, but this right here looks very good on the 1 hour time frame. So that's where I have the issue now, right? Because if you can just have a retracement and an engulfing, we should be selling this market and stop loss is supposed to be above here. From the EMA, you can see that price has been bullish and it seems to be switching bearish right now, right? From the EMA too, as you can see. Around psychological level, the round psychological level is all the way up here, 97.000. So, what are we going to do? Should we sell or buy? Because this makes sense more for buys if you have a break and retest above, but it looks good for sales too if we can have a retracement back into somewhere here to sell. What do you guys think? Should I add it for the pairs for this week? NZD card. Let us see what we have. Daily time frame on NZD card. Yup. Definitely not interested, right? There's no need to check any other time frame. This movement right here is not just clean. If you are saying we are going to sell because of this area of interest right here, this price action is going to just stop it because there's a lot of price data around here. Clearly, it looks like there was a lot of buying and selling here, which means price is going to reject from that area, right? So, yep, we are not doing that. Euro JPY daily time frame, not as clean, but it looks bullish, right? Weekly time frame, let's see. Weekly time frame have a bullish engulfing from this area right here, and 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame has an area of interest somewhere around here, something like this, but the structure is what's bearish in my opinion, right? So the structure is actually bearish in my opinion. Meanwhile, we're supposed to be looking for buys here. So uh let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is bearish as well, right? don't think I know what to do in this market, right? Because of this current price data, I don't know what to really do there. Let's just see other pairs. Euro AUD daily time frame. Let's delete everything. Daily time frame does not look good for me, right? Weekly time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame is bullish. We had a doji for last week. 4-hour time frame is trying to switch bullish, but I think it's still bearish right now. So area of interest, we can use the 4-hour area of interest here because I can see something clean. So let me start from here. So let us look at this area of interest well. So I think this is a clean enough area of interest, which means we should be looking for buys. Let's see again. Daily time frame. Daily time frame is bearish, but we have a bullish engulfing candle, right? So weekly time frame. So we don't really have that two time frame in sync. Weekly time frame. Weekly is actually bullish. Daily is bearish. Weekly has a doji. Daily has an engulfing to the upside, right? And 4-hour time frame needs some form of break and retest above here to buy. So it's like there's a lot of opportunities this week, but you know, we don't, it's just all over the place. Maybe it's because of NFP last week. 1-hour time frame, let's see how it looks. So 1-hour time frame is bullish right now. So a break and retest above here will be good for buys. Should we add it for the pairs for this week? Let's just keep it here first. We'll look for pairs to add when we are done. This video is almost 30 minutes long. Let's see what we have again. GBP NZD. Alright, so GBP NZD, unlike the daily, weekly, 4-hour time frame, time frame. This is the area of interest I can see on the 4-hour time frame. Uh, 1-hour time frame, let's see. I'm not really sure what's wrong with this market. It's like they're clean, but they're not clean. I don't know what to say. Right, this market looks clean for buys, but the structure points all the way. Let me see. This looks like we should do something like this. This is what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. So let us just add it here first. When we are done with this video, we'll select which pairs to add for the week. Right, there's a lot of pairs, but I don't know what to do yet. AUD card. Alright, AUD card. I've been waiting for this pair since the past here, somewhere around here, since the past 66 days. I've been waiting. We're just waiting for a break and retest above here to buy, and it looks like we're already getting it this week. So a lot of markets are happening this week at the same time. It's crazy. and we can only possibly take 3. So we'll be very selective in which one we are going to take. So this is simple. We are just going to be following the same game plan. All we just need is a retracement back into here to buy, right? To buy. So I'm adding it for this week. USD JPY. Let's delete everything. Daily time frame. Alright, so there's no just need to try and force anything here. Clearly looks like there's just rubbish happening here, right? I'm not just interested in trading when we have multiple pairs this week, right? So no. USD JPY, basically the same as that thing I just finished talking about, right? So no, we are not trading that pair this week. GBP card. Looks like I saw this market and won one time. Trying to understand what I even saw. Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember what I saw. Right, I remember. So it's just a head and shoulders and all those good stuff. Right, so it was a very clean trade, but it doesn't look clean this week. Let us see. Nah, doesn't look clean this week. So yep, not interested. NZD JPY. All right, now it looks like we have a clean trade. Right, we still have the same area of interest. I think we have been waiting for this for quite a while. So daily time frame is bearish. Weekly time frame, let's see what we have there. Weekly time frame is also bearish, right? So to me it's bearish, right? And is in line with a weekly area of interest. So if I extend it to the left, you can see that we still have multiple rejections from this area on the weekly time frame, right? So it's very valid, but let's just use the daily area of interest now. So this is very clean now to me. 4-hour time frame, let's see what we have. All right, so 4-hour time frame, price action is bearish, right? Have you closed above here? So price action is still bearish, right? So let's just play this safe. Let's do it more like this. Right, so what we'll just be looking for is a break and retest below to sell. Wow, looks like we already had a break, right? We have so let us see how we'll enter this market. On a normal day, we are just supposed to look for an engulfing here to sell, right? But this was the break we were looking for, but we didn't really get. I forgot what really happened here anyway. But this right here. Alright, so let's just look for an area of interest to sell from. Right, this one is invalid. So now it's cleaner. So we'll use this one right here. So we can get a break and retest below here. I'm interested in selling. Usually this is already the break. This is already the break because it broke this low and a retracement. Right, but I'm not planning on entering on Sunday night. See, that's the reason I'm not really trying to sell from there, right? But if you can get a break and retest below here, it will be better for us to sell. So let's do that. So NZD JPY, let's add it for the pairs for the week. And the last pair, Euro NZD. So daily time frame, weekly time frame. I can't really see area of interest, right? So it looks like a market that will continue buying, but I can't see any area of interest. If we are forcing anything here, it's going to be this one right here. right, for buys. So 4 hour is bullish. 1 hour time frame is also bullish, right? So to buy this market, should just be patient for a minor break and retest above here to buy. Wow. So these are all the pairs, but let us select which pairs we are going to trade this week, right? So we have selected a few, and let's see what we have. It's just crazy. We have a lot. I can't believe this. We have a lot of pairs that look good. So this one, AUDCHF. I think it's good for the week. GBP USD. So clean. It's good for the week. AUDCHF. It's good for the week. AUD card. I've been waiting for so long, so it's definitely good for the week. Let me look at this pair well. When we are above this area of interest, we didn't really go that far. We didn't really go far up. So it's just something to just keep in mind. NZD JPY is good for sales, right? It's also good for sales. This looks very clean. NZD JPY. Euro GBP. It's good for buyers. Let me look at GBP CHF again. Alright, so Euro GBP good for buyers. AUD USD. Also good for buys. Euro USD. I don't think we have to add Euro USD this week. Right, there's no need to force any trade this week. AUD JPY. AUD JPY. I think this is a counter trend trade. Right. It also looks like a trade that is going to give us a very big risk to reward ratio. Right, AUD JPY. It looks like a trade that is going to give us very big risk to reward ratio. And with the set and forget strategy, JPY pairs, they are very respectful. Right, that's one thing I noticed. JPY pairs are respectful to the set and forget strategy. Right, so that's why sometimes the JPY pairs I just pay a little bit more attention, just because I've won a lot of times from using set and forget strategy to trade JPY pairs. They are it works very well to me, right? So I'll still be paying attention to this market. Looks like we are just going to be paying attention to most of the market, and we'll just see how they just play out. I'm finding it difficult to like remove any pair, mostly because you just don't know which pair is going to play out, right? Now, I just have to be aware that this right here is bearish, and a break and retest above will give it a lot more value. Now, even if this time frame is bearish, right? Even if this time frame is bearish, the reason I'm still looking for buys is because price has already been selling for the past. If you look at all these things, right? Look at this day. This is when the market started selling. So market has been selling consecutively for 13 days straight. It's due for a retracement. Just like this, right? Just 3 days and the retracement happened. Just 3 days, retracement happened. This one is 13 days. That retracement is due to happen. So we have a lot of pairs, and I don't like when we have a lot of pairs like that, but you know, it's not all of them that are going to give you the entry signal. Some of them might just continue down like this. For example, these might never have that break and retest. It might just continue going down. So we don't have to take every single trade, right? It's just, plenty pairs for the week is just too much stress. So Euro AUD, you're looking to buy, clean price action, break retest, doji, two dojis, waiting for a break and retest. So if that break and retest is happening on the 4 hour, it will be a bullish engulfing, right? And let me just put this here. Just so it kind of looks like this. No, just remove it. Looking for buy. Let's see how the 1 hour is looking. So 1 hour, if you can get a break and retest above here, an engulfing, of course. So all that break and retest is supposed to have an engulfing for us to even enter. So it doesn't mean that we're going to take all the pairs, but we have a lot. We have a lot. We just don't know which one to take. So I'm still going to add all of them for the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pairs, dude. 11. It's going to be a very long week. So if we start winning any of the trades, if we get like 2 wins or 3 wins, in fact 2 wins, right, we'll be done for the week, right? So if we start off good and we start winning like 2 of the trades already, we don't have to trade all of them for that week, right? They should sit it. They should, wait till next week. So this week is going to be a very long one. You can obviously see why, right? So we don't have to trade all the pairs. They have to give us all the break, the retest, and the engulfing, all of them, for us to even put our money behind any trade. So these are the pairs I am looking to take this week. It's going to be a long one. Remember to subscribe to the channel, you guys. It's absolutely free, and that's pretty much it. I'll be making a shorter version of this video. So in case this video is too long, you can watch the shorter version to know all the pairs for the week and my trade behind them. I'm pretty sure there are some pairs that I analyzed here that I didn't really add for the week, like maybe Euro JPY, for example, right? Just because it was less cleaner compared to the rest of them, right? So there's no need to add them. So that's pretty much it, you guys.